There is this one big question. The question many of us fear, and all different sorts of reactions have been monitored. People starting to tremble, others falling into the well of thoughts, some even throwing up. Just by hearing this one question, what's the meaning of life? How is your reaction? Do you know that I felt guilty for years when I came across this question, and it also took me a long time to finally be in peace with it. It started in school as a teenager when our teacher told us that we find the meaning of life by asking the simple question, what do I care about? Oh, dear me, I was sitting there like, what do I care about? What do I care about? My mind was searching nervously for an answer, and suddenly it was my turn. What's the meaning in life, Anna? I looked at my teacher with questioning, fearful eyes, saying, to enjoy life maybe? He laughed, and he told us that it is more than that. I went home, thought about it, but never came up with an answer for myself more than to enjoy life. But yes, I felt guilty because now I believed that the meaning of life always has to be a contribution to something bigger. The years passed by until one day, sitting on a bench in Nyon at the lake, reading a book, arriving at the chapter, The Meaning of Life, I wanted to sort it out once for all. And after brainstorming and looking at my life, I thought I had found an answer. And this answer even sounded good. The meaning of my life is to help others. The moment I started sharing this with people, they tapped me on my shoulder saying, oh, that's so thoughtful, and yes, we need people like you. And I stood there thinking, that doesn't feel right. Why? Because it wasn't true. To be completely honest here, to help others has never been my primary motivation. But it is a beautiful result that can happen. I mean, there are others. They truly mean it. Nurses and doctors, they are good examples. They have this urge to help others. But I did not. And I felt selfish and I was ashamed. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode with me, Anna Jelen, the time expert. Someone who tried to analyze the meaning of life with the like-named movie from the Monty Pythons and with the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And someone who was tired of not being able to answer, what's the meaning of life? How about you? Are you still asking yourself the question of why you are here? What your contribution should be? Or maybe you are one of them who has found the answer. Wherever your journey is in this theme, with this episode, I would like to take some weight from your shoulders, and I want to show you possible easy ways to look at the meaning of life without ever feeling guilty again. If you say that your meaning of life is to become the best basketball player in the world. Now let's start with the prominent misunderstandings around this topic. Number one. We tend to think that there is just the one meaning of life. Why one meaning? Who has come up with the number one? Why not 3 or 9 or even 0 meanings? Misunderstanding number 2. That it is hard to find this meaning of life. I know, I believed it, but it's so not true and does not have to be that way, and I will show you later. Misunderstanding number 3, that the meaning has to be a contribution to something bigger than yourself. Not at all. And what if you are big enough? Misunderstanding number 4. Without meaning, we will be unhappy. If you feel this way, it is because you have been taught to do everything to find the meaning of life. Without the meaning of life, you are unworthy and a good for nothing. Think about it. Is that really the way you think, or does that come from the outside? And what if we don't need to have a meaning at all? I know this crazy 60-year-old guy who almost laughed his head off when I asked him about the meaning of his life on a cliff at the Balearic Sea. After laughing, he started running and shouted, "I don't have one and I love that." And then he jumped off the cliff, screaming joyfully, landing in the water. And I looked down, observed him and thought, he seems to have a very enjoyable life without a meaning in life. Now, misunderstanding number 5. To have a goal gives us a meaning. Oh no, big misunderstanding if we look at this with the perspective of time. A goal is always in the future. I'm working to earn money so one day I can do this or that. It can push you for a moment, but there are 2 sides of achieving a goal. To run after something with the "I have to get there" mood, which isn't making it easy to rest in the present moment. But there is truly a possible way that achieving a goal could be the meaning of life. And with this point, I would like to present to you my 3 different ways to look at the meaning of life. To have a personal goal in your life can bring you joy and satisfaction, and yes, this can become your meaning of life. Let's take the example. You say, "The meaning of my life is to be the best basketball player in the world." Go for it. Nothing wrong with this. But I know you might be ashamed saying so because, again, you still think that the meaning of life has to be something greater with more impact. What's the difference with the goal I mentioned before? It's the attitude. If you are someone who wants to become good in something, you will always be the one who will try to solve problems and try to become better. If this meaning comes from within, from your heart, then you will even be enjoying the process, and that's the difference. It's not just when I am the best basketball player in the world, I will be happy. It's all about what happens on the journey. It's about the moment you are in. It's the way and not the goal. The result will show in the future, but you don't care about the future. Right now, you are just in the process and you love it. And the thing is, you know that one day you will be forgotten, but you don't mind because you're not doing it for the others. You're doing it because you are passionate about it. That's the difference in defining a personal goal as a meaning in life and trying to achieve something in the future. Another possible way is to find meaning in everything. If you think that there has to be a meaning in things that are happening around you, this can calm you because you find answers you can live with. Like with this crisis. Remember me saying there must be a meaning in this corona crisis? And you know what? I found it for myself and I was able to move on and to move forward. And the last way to look at meaning is so easy and so simple and so lovely. By seeing life as itself as a meaning. Imagine you don't have to go and find the meaning of life. Imagine you can just stop looking for it right now. Imagine meaning has always been there. From the day you were born, your life is your meaning. Now it's up to you what you want to do with it, but it's already all there. Imagine The purpose is just to live your life and to be thankful for what you have received, a life. And in life, there is so much happening. What if the meaning is just to pay attention to life? Let's end this episode with a few additional thoughts. For most of my life, I thought it is the hardest question to answer in life, and today I think it's so easy. If existing can be the only meaning and making the best out of it without trying to be a Greta takes quite a lot of pressure from my shoulders. I mean, it's so good to have Gretas, and it's so good to have Michael Jordans, people with a clear purpose. But it is also okay to have the opinion that enjoying and living life as good as possible is fine. It's a good plan. And let's not compare meanings of life. Let's not judge how others define their purposes. Monty Python ends the movie with an envelope containing the meaning of life, and it says, "Try and be nice to people. Avoid eating fat. Read a good book every now and then. Get some walking in and try to live together in peace and harmony with people of all creeds and nations." That's not a bad one. But I like the response of which is given in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The answer to the ultimate question is 42. I will let you think about this. Now take care. Bye. And by the way, this is my personal meaning of life right now. I have chosen to play, to create, to care, have fun and experience the world fully and totally all the time. And one day it might change, and it will be the meaning of life is just to sit and observe what happens around me and watch some birds maybe. If you can tell me your meaning of life in one phrase, feel free to share it in the comments. And I have another personal funny story about the meaning of life, which you will be able to find on my upcoming members club. I am so excited about this, and my team, they're working, and I'm producing content. I tell you. Anyway, okay, that's it. Take care. Bye. Bye.